fox and the green one, little fox and the blue one, fox and the yellow one, and the little and the fox.
On July 13th, 2011, the dance world was forever changed with the launch of Dance Moms on Lifetime TV. Abby Lee Miller, the infamously harsh, loud, and controversial dance instructor, introduced viewers to a world of jaw-dropping intensity and competitive drama that few had ever seen up close. Dance Moms pulled back the curtain on the cutthroat universe of competitive dance, spotlighting the so-called helicopter moms willing to do absolutely anything to help their daughters steal the spotlight. The show's combination of explosive conflicts, what some might call jaw-dropping choreography, and backstage power struggles instantly hooked audiences, becoming a pop culture phenomenon almost overnight. 13 years later, Dance Moms continues to rake in revenue and fascinate viewers. The series is now available on major streaming platforms, including Hulu, Disney+, Peacock, Amazon Prime Video, and YouTube, providing its lasting influence in the reality TV world. Today, we dig into one of the episodes that made this series so iconic, sharing our reactions, our love-to-hate relationship with these wild storylines, and why Dance Moms remains one of the most ridiculous and fascinating reality shows on television.
Fox, little.
All right, Karens, we are back for another episode of the You Can Call Me Karen podcast. It is June 29th and hot as hell here in New Jersey, which is so funny because I am also joined by two steamingly hot and smoking ladies. Right, Karen?
Wow. Hi.
You too, Steph.
Hello, everybody. I love to be called smoking hot.
Oh, wow. Fireman.
Awooga.
Called the fireman. That was like the whitest version of Lil Wayne.
Fireman. Oh, the fireman.
I didn't even recognize it.
Wait, remember that clip that went viral on YouTube when the girl sent a message to Lil Wayne? Do you know what I'm talking about? And like her mom she responded back like Lil Wayne she did a clip where you guys know what I'm talking about. It's this girl and she's like sharing a DM that like was an exchange between her and Lil Wayne, and like how she responded back to Lil Wayne was like something like so white, and her mom, who is a boomer, is cracking up like, this is what you said to Lil Wayne? And they're just like amazing. I can't believe I haven't said that to you guys. It's so funny.
You should send
Genuinely,
it.
first time I'm ever hearing about
Oh
it.
my God. Anyway, so that's not why we came here today. Not to talk about Lil Wayne, although one of my favorite songs is DJ Manny Fresh.
I wonder
What? Why?
Well, no. Okay, so this week's episode is bananas because of the drama that is Dance Moms. I know we are eager to get into that. As I was doing the intro, I was having a really hard time focusing because all I kept seeing was Karen being like shaking her head. And
Yeah, if you're watching on, what is it, YouTube, like every word you said, I'm like, no, so much. I can't wait to get into it.
But before we talk about our reactions to the series, you know what we gotta do first? Tell me, who you calling, Karen?
Yes.
Well, that little shoulder shimmy and smirk was, and this is why we said she's so hot, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, on that lovely note, I can get us started. I have to like check my notes because I have been I was on vacation last week, and there were a lot of Karen moments, and every time there was a moment, like someone, either Bob or like the other family we were with, would be like, Karen, jot that down. So there was a few. One of my favorites was we were in Amsterdam, and we were on this canal tour in the city, which if you've never been, it's like so magical, and it's beautiful and charming. And on this little tour, there was like these two women who were our tour guides, and they were very clever and witty, and also giving us just little tidbits of history and whatever. But it was like kind of half talking, like half tour guiding, and then just half like floating along the river and enjoying the views. And when the one woman was like talking about some history wherever we were, clearly it made an impact because I can't remember it at all. But this old lady was sitting kind of like towards the front of this little boat, and the tour guide was standing kind of in the middle and facing the other direction. And so this old lady was like, "Excuse me." She was like, "Can you please ask these people to be quiet?" It was a little boat, you guys. There was probably 15 to 20 people on it, and we were all sitting like along the outside. Yeah. And she was pointing to the people directly across from her, not more than 5 feet away from her. And she was like, "Can you please ask these people to be quiet? I can't hear what you're saying."
Oh. So
it was super awkward because like, it's not a very if you wanted a formal tour of the city, this was the boat that gave you cheese and wine. And
oh my God, Karen, you're so bougie.
No,
I was on my cheese and wine tour canal in Amsterdam. Wait, no,
I am really bougie. Okay, this story sounds so bougie, but I wasn't the Karen, okay? And so anyways, so the poor tour guide was like, "Okay, I'm going to just kind of turn my body a little bit and hope that this cranky old lady can hear me better." So she was talking and doing her best to accommodate this old woman. And then like later in the tour, that group was chit-chatting. I could barely hear them. And we were sitting right next to them, so I don't know what this lady's problem was. But she literally looked at them, like waved at them, and then like, "Shh."
No!
Put her finger up to her mouth and shushed them.
Shushed her?
She shushed them like they were children. It was a group of 4 adults. It looked like maybe like 2 parents and their 2 grown children, or like their 1 grown children and spouse or something like that. And they were just chit-chatting the whole ride. Like they clearly didn't care to hear the little factoids. It was so rude. It was just like blatantly rude for no reason. And there was plenty of room on this boat that this woman technically could have just gotten up and moved to a spot that was like closer to where the tour guide was talking. It was appalling. I was literally like, I had my phone out and I was like jotting down notes about this lady while we were going.
I'm going to call on Stephanie, who just said she has a question.
Oh, please.
Was she from the United States?
Of course she was.
I knew
she was
it.
An old white lady from the United States. And the people that were talking were not from the United States. Yeah.
Were they speaking in a different language?
Yeah. Yes, they were speaking a different language. I don't know what it was or where they were
Layers.
From. Okay. The detail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this old lady, man. I told Baba, I was like, I should just go and ask, like, pretend like I know who she is and ask if her name is Karen.
Hey, oh my God, Karen?
Yeah. Karen.
Oh my God, Danny DeVito.
I love your work.
It was the finger to the mouth was what sealed the deal for me.
Yeah, that's
Like that hasn't happened to me since I was in kindergarten, I think.
I do it to Quinn all the time.
She was, what'd you say?
I do it to Quinn all the time.
Oh. Well. She is
being
toddler.
shushed, by the way,
Yeah.
is one of the biggest atrocities. I feel like if you shush another person, you
might as well be spitting on them.
yeah.
It's pretty high up there.
So rude.
It's so degrading. I just can't.
The fact that she thought, I don't know. It's just, there's so much. She just that fucking bitch, man.
Listen up.
Literally, like you're floating down a beautiful little canal in one of the most beautiful cities in the world.
Yes.
Just like chill.
Pretty sure all these facts are Googleable.
Yeah,
All of
and
them.
honestly, like it was a wine and cheese like boat tour. Like it was advertised as it was an hour. It was like very minimal. They didn't give us anything that was like major historical fact. They told us about why some of the buildings are crooked and like why they look like they're leaning out. Like it was very, if you read Things to Know About Amsterdam, you would have gotten all the facts. It was more about just the vibe.
Right. And she ruined it.
And she fucking ruined it.
Wow.
Gosh, this just goes back to our like, don't be a vacation Karen. Like
Yeah.
you're
vacation
in
Karen.
another country, embracing their culture. Like just chill out and stop expecting everything to be so Americanized. Like for you're a guest.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess.
All right, Steph,
Boat
what do you
Karen.
got for us?
Well, my Karen story is kind of like popped up in my memory because of my prep for our next episode. But I was at a first birthday party. So the little boy was turning 1. And this was not long before, like, Quinn hadn't turned 1 yet. And the mom who was throwing the party, that was her first child. She has since had another, and I only have one child. So we work together and kind of just quote unquote navigate momhood together. We just talk about like, oh, is yours doing this? And I haven't seen that yet, or what are you trying for this? And her son, I guess, he is like 5 months older than Quinn. So that's good to understand, because, I was there, but then there were people there that I didn't really know, like her friends. And one mom was like talking about, I hadn't really started, like I had done solid, like, what is it called? Like spooned food.
Baby
puree, baby food. I'd started baby food, but I hadn't done a whole spoon food. I don't know. Isn't that crazy that like that whole experience is just kind of blocked out of my life? But
It's called PTSD.
100%. But I hadn't really done a whole lot with like solids or like little pieces of food yet. Like she'd done a little bit here and there, but like I wasn't really in the depths of it. And of course, there's like, well, I do baby led weaning and I do like this and that. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, and so this mom was like, she was talking about this pouch that she gives her son, but she said, I only do this brand because it has less metals or like ours. I can't remember what even like chemical or something.
Snob alert.
Snob alert. And like, mind you, I had been like, the food journey was a little slow for me because I kind of like Quinn's doctor mentioned something about like, you want to like make some food at home and like just mash it up and give it to her and stuff. And I'm like, that
sounds like a lot of work.
That sounds like a lot of work. And so I was feeling very overwhelmed, and I finally broke down and just bought like straight up Gerber and like, because I was like, it had been 6 months and she hadn't really been doing it because I was like paralyzed by this like pressure. And now, like, I'm seeing these kids who are like a few months older than Quinn, where I'm like, oh, so now I have, you know, if I give them a pouch, I have to think about the metals and stuff that you can find. And she's like, oh, it is in everything. And, you know, I think she mentioned something that I was already giving Quinn. And I was just like, okay,
This
so I'm
is
just gonna
giving
like
me like preview of our next episode.
Yeah, that's, yeah,
For
that's
sure.
what she was saying, yeah.
It's like, so anyway, I remember feeling like she was inserting herself, like, and she was, you know, presenting her quote unquote research and kind of saying like, these are some
Wait,
things
this
that
is at the birthday party?
it was at a birthday party.
I felt like we were at a conference or something. Okay, so we're still at a 1-year-old's birthday party. and
1-year-old's
this is the
birthday
topic
party.
of conversation. This is why I say
Yes.
don't invite me nowhere, because I will straight up leave. Like,
I
now.
I was literally like, okay, like, okay, I guess,
I would
you
have
know,
walked
like,
away from that conversation so quickly. Like,
I always, and like my coworker who, like, I know, I always, she'll be like, a friend of mine, I'm like, is it so and so? Like, I'll say her name because I'll be like, is it so and so with the arsenic? And she, and she like laughs because like she also knows that she's a little kind of intense. I don't know, intense,
Yes.
and a little over the top. But update, she told me like before the school year ended that this woman's originally from Australia. And I guess she's moving back to Australia because she just can't take like America and how like we don't do anything about like guns, and she's afraid like anyway,
okay.
I mean, good for her.
A horse of a different color. I was not. That's a turn of events. I was not.
I know. So I mean, it made me like, okay, wow. But like, I was like, that's great. No, I get that. But like, she was not.
At least we're
off,
concerned
like,
about the overall.
Well, she's
care
taking herself out of the.
children.
She's taking herself out of the equation, though. Like, it's not like she's like, well, I'm going to join Mom's Band and like picket and like fight for, you know. She's like, I'm leaving, but.
Yeah,
which is
but I
fine.
mean,
I feel that.
She has that privilege because she's from a
She
different
does.
country, you know. So, that
But
kind
what
of
you just said, she has that privilege
Yes,
where
does
she
have that
can, quote unquote, do some research and buy really expensive brands of food to make sure that her, you know, child gets the non-metallic ones, and I'm here giving the fully metallic ones to my baby. You know, like,
Yeah,
it was
I
just
also
very
Love to see said research.
said
I know
research. That's what I would.
we'll get into that next week,
But I just remember being like, oh my God, there's too many things I will now need to consider on this next step. And it took me forever to just buy some like baby food and like just give it to Quinn and start that process. And now I'm like worried about the next step of like, okay, well now when she's in this class and have to pack lunches and she needs to pick it up with her fingers, like I need to consider all this stuff. I was just like, just felt pressure and overwhelmed. And like Monika said, this was a 1-year-old's birthday party.
Yeah, and you didn't
It was
ask.
just, I
Like,
didn't
it's one thing
ask.
if you're like, I would love some advice because I don't know where to begin. But like, yeah, if I'm not asking, please don't force your
It was
random research on me.
Yes, it was just weird how it even came up, and I was just like, okay, well, I'm gonna go.
And that's what I like, and I don't see anything wrong with this. I'm not trying to preference this as like that there's good and bad, but this is why for me it's difficult to be in social situations, because when people's whole identity is like being mom who is a health nut worried about their kids, like I don't relate. That's not anything that I want to spend my time talking. It's hard enough for me to come and enjoy myself at the 1-year-old birthday party, and then to have the side conversations that are just centered around our children, where like I want to know more just about you, like aside from being a mom. Like it just is difficult to find like a mom circle where, you know, we can have a little bit more depth beyond the like, you know, surface level stuff. And so I just think that is also a challenge, which I think we talked about in one of our past episodes, you know, but okay, so we're gonna stick a pin in that, because we are talking about the quote unquote make America healthy again movement next episode. So I think that was a good segue out of the Karens and into Dance Moms. Was it a good segue? I don't know. But those are your turns for the week. So let's get into it. All right, so Abby Lee Miller, JoJo Siwa, and Maddie Ziegler have all become household names thanks to Dance Moms, a series that left an unforgettable mark on the dance world and beyond. When we were brainstorming topics for season 3, we agreed that as dancers, we have to include at least one dance-themed episode each season. It's fun, it's in our blood, and let's be honest, ladies, we do what we want. I do what I want, bitch. So just to give our audience a little bit of context, the idea of tackling Dance Moms came up partly because Karen has never watched it, so we wanted to make her suffer.
Until yesterday.
Jeff was a hardcore fan back when the series first aired, and my daughter, Brielle, along with almost all of her friends, are constantly glued to their phone watching clips from the show. Clearly, it is still making waves across generations.
I didn't realize, by the way, until your intro that it's still, like, going. Like, it's still...
There is a new cast. So they have they're redoing it. Like they have a whole new Abby Miller. They have a whole new. So they've come out with that. But Brielle watches the old one, and so do her friends. Like it is, yeah. And then all the moms have podcasts now talking about behind the scenes stuff that happened on the show because it has resurfaced with this generation, so they're doing like behind the scenes in their Instagram and stuff, you know, to
capitalizing
talk about,
like,
on the truth of what occurred when the series aired. So with that, today we are going to talk about one episode, not the entire series like we did for Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders. I'm pretty sure Karen would drop dead if we tried that. We're just going to focus on one classic episode, breaking down what makes it memorable, sharing our reactions to the chaos, the choreography, and the spectacle that is Dance Moms. So I chose the episode. It's season 3, episode 9, is it? I don't know.
12, I think.
12. We'll link it in the show notes. But Apple of Her Eye. Because, again, I saw Brielle watching this one day. Like, I knew she was watching Dance Moms, but this particular episode, I was like, holy shit, what the fuck is this show doing?
It was wild.
And how has it not been canceled? To Karen's point, like, it's syndicated and on multiple platforms, by the way. So we're going to break down the episode so our listeners know exactly the moments that occurred during the show to make us think about like this. But before we get into the details, I just want to know, like, we're gonna go piece by piece. If you did any of your homework, you will know we're gonna go piece by piece.
I did not do my homework.
Okay,
Wait, I did. I watched the show.
Okay, yes, you did. You did partial homework. You get partial credit.
Thank you. I'll take that.
I just want a brief overall reaction. We don't have to go into specifics because we're going to go through the entire show. Okay. Steph, let's start with you as somebody who was a Dance Moms alumni. Who is a Dance Moms alumni?
Well, like, I'm an alumni, or just that I used to watch it?
Yeah, you used to watch it.
Okay.
So what do we call those
just...
people then? If not... What do we call them?
Fan?
Okay.
Former fan?
That felt stronger than alumni.
It does. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm hesitant with that one. But so first of all, I wanted to tell you, like, you sent the link to the episode on YouTube and mentioned that it was on Hulu. And I was like, oh, well, I'll just go to Hulu to watch it so I can just, like, watch it on TV. And it's so funny. Hulu has season 3 and it goes episode 11 and it skips to 14. Oh. It does not have episode 12, which is why when you were like episode 9, I'm like, nope, it's episode 12 because Hulu does not have it. And I was
ABC was like, we are not.
Yeah, that one has to go. Interesting.
Yeah. And so I was telling Steve, I was like, you know, I have to watch an episode of Dance Moms, and I'm going to have to watch it on my laptop because it's not on Hulu. And he was like, oh yeah, Hulu doesn't play that. So if there's any sort of, I was like, oh my God, they did a dance about like Rosa Parks. And he's like, oh no, that's not gonna be on there.
Wow.
So
by the way, Prime Video still has it, so Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
And
that's funny.
I will keep going.
But my overall reaction, I don't know, I kind of, it's interesting because when the show was in its prime, you know, that studio is a real studio. Like the studio I teach at has competed against them. I've been at competition with them, those actual kids at the time. And it's just funny to see the choreography, you know, 13 years later, and just what wins and what doesn't. And the staging and all that kind of stuff is just very old school. You know, dance has really evolved a lot, even since then. So just from like a dance perspective, it was interesting to see the choreography. And
I would say dance has evolved because of shows like this, and So You Think You Can Dance, like the televised version of dance that didn't exist when we were growing up as kids, and obviously social media, right? But like the exposure has gotten more, I would say, kids involved in competitive dance versus like studio dance, so that they could make it onto series like this.
I feel like you guys are talking a lot about dance and choreography, and I didn't see any dancing in this damn show. So there was like 0.4 seconds of like a fan kick and then back to the moms. Like I'm fired up already about this.
Moms.
You're right.
I know.
Like,
I realized that after the fact. I was like, where the fuck was all the dance? But yeah, then I realized like, oh, Dance Moms. Like this is about the drama between the moms, which...
Yeah, I kind of like, I didn't forget about the pyramid, but like I just forgot, like, just listening to Abby Lee give them their feedback as to why they were where they were on the pyramid. And
can we talk about what the pyramid is? Because
you guys, I just want your overall reactions.
Yeah, I know. I'm giving my overall reaction. I just forgot about like how demeaning you know, like that can be, and to stand there and have to, you know, get this feedback from a teacher, like the parents being able to hear exactly what the teacher's saying and them, you know, talking about it, and like, you know, just like the pitting against each other. Like I just forgot how, like, you know, toxic that must have felt like for the dancers, for the parents and stuff. And so I was just kind of like, oh my God, I forgot how, like, you know, even my heart was like beating, like, oh my gosh, why would you say that to them? Or like, why are they having this conversation openly in front of each other and stuff? So yeah. But so overall, I was basically like, I can't believe I mean, I watched multiple seasons of this show and I didn't miss an episode. And I couldn't probably watch it now. Granted, I'm older. I'm a mom now. You know, like, so I have also evolved since I was really into the show. But it was just like, you know, I was just like, this is a lot.
All right, Karen, 2 sentences or less.
Okay, I'm just going to read my text message that I sent you guys yesterday. This was my reaction. It infuriates me. Like every little detail. The dumb bitch moms, the fashion sense, the hair, the backstabbing, anti-feminist shit, the head of both studios, the shitty facade of her studio, the music, the costumes, the lie of making a new routine every week, the fake confessionals, the fake conflict, the racism, the weird high-pitched voices that everybody talks in. Yeah, that was my take. I literally texted that to the two of you yesterday. I was like on an airplane watching this on my phone, just like raging. I had to keep hitting pause and like crossing my arms and being mad.
Karen, do you watch any reality TV?
I'm sure I do. But I can't think of any at the moment. I used to watch more. I'm really struggling to think of any. Like, So You Think You Can Dance? Is that reality TV? Like, I used to be into all of that stuff.
Yeah, but it doesn't have that's just the dance. Like, So You Think You Can Dance is kind of like Idol, like in the like.
Yeah, it was more the competition stuff. Yeah. Back in the day, I watched like Real World, Road Rules, all of that, but I have very little tolerance for that stuff now, for sure. Yeah. And it's all so, it feels so fake and staged, and I hate that we call it reality. It's like,
I don't really watch reality anymore, but the kind that I really liked would have to have some sort of creation or competition or like element. So like, like when Quinn was born, we sat and watched Top Chef. Like, I like that because like there's like a challenge and they take ingredients and make something. I love Project Runway. We also sat and watched that while Quinn was an infant, and so something where something was made and created. And I feel like I think the first season of Dance Moms, I was basically where you were at with Karen about like there's no way they're making new dances. They're definitely just using their dances from the season. But I do think as the series went on, like by the time the season that we watched, season 3, I think they were actually making new dances. I don't think they were going to school as much, and they were traveling regionally to extra competitions. So I do think that they were making new dances for the show. But at the beginning, they definitely weren't. And I was like, and the acting, like they aren't all doing their solos. Like if they went to competition, they probably all were doing a solo. But the show is probably focusing on, hey, we're going to actually watch the process for her solo this week. But like all of them have solos, all of them have duets and trios and stuff. So that at the beginning, I was like, that's not true.
That's like not real
but I do think that they were actually creating because they were going to a lot more competitions than a normal studio would
for the purpose of the show.
For the purpose of the show, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that that's like a good, I think there was a TV show, I can't remember what it was the title of it now, but it came on, I want to say, God, FX. Anyway, it was about The Bachelor, but it was actually fiction, but it was like basically like this is what reality TV is like it gave like a good background, or it gave a good
like showed the behind the scenes and
yeah
stuff.
It just kind of like showed like reality TV isn't, quote unquote, to your point, Karen, it's not reality, and the audience knows it's not reality, right? We know,
but do they
like nonfiction? They do. Like when I was watching with Brielle, she was cracking up. Like she was like, "Oh my God, Abby!" Like they don't take it seriously. She's like, "Look at Holly's face right now." Like they don't think that it's real. They know that there's some sort of facade, in the same way that like Disney characters aren't the real Snow White. Like I think they know that it's. I think that's the like. I think that's why I personally don't have a strong reaction to it, because I know the entertainment value of it. Like I know that like these girls know that there's a camera in front of you, and regardless of how how trained or untrained you are. Whenever there's a camera in front of you, you're going to be acting to some extent. You're going to have to redo some things because of lighting. You're going to have to, you're going to get some sort of stage direction. I think it's just these, and the reason why these people are considered B-list celebrities is because they don't want to take the time to do acting classes or have to go through the whole process of auditioning for an actual show to have that kind of talent. And this is the quick and easy way to get famous.
I think the thing about this show that really bothered me, the fact that it feels like it's exploiting children. Like these moms are like, I want to be famous, so I'm going to throw my kid on this show and have them be rated by this woman who sucks like at life. And that's like, and I'm okay with that because it's giving me my 15 minutes of fame. I found that very upsetting. Like those poor, like Steph started out with the pyramid thing, like these poor little girls.
Let's get into that. Like, I think that's like some of our like commentary, but I will say just to wrap up this like overall impression of like, I think timing is something to keep in mind with that. Not saying that you're wrong. I just think of that also with like how I feel about YouTube TV and like my kids watching YouTube videos and like kids who become YouTube famous. Like it feels very like similar. And I think that's just a very like American thing with capitalism. But let's talk about it. So the show opens with them coming back from getting, God forbid, 7th place in hip hop, which... the hip hop at competitive dance hip hop. I have thoughts, but since we're already at minute 37, we'll skip that. So the pyramid.
Yeah, explain what that is.
Okay. So the pyramid is Abby Lee, who is the owner of this studio. This is her way of quote unquote critiquing the girls on their performance from the previous weekend's competition. So based off of the judge's evaluation of you, as well as what she saw, as well as your mom's behavior from the week, you are placed on a hierarchy, and she starts at the bottom with the worst dancers and then works her way up to the top dancer of the week, who generally is Maddie Ziegler. And speaking of what you were talking about, Karen, Maddie has come out. She left the show with her younger sister, Mackenzie, who on this episode is at the bottom of the pyramid.
I didn't realize she had a sister on it.
Yeah, Mackenzie, who looks like she's like 3 years old, who was doing the makeup of the girls behind the scenes, that's Maddie's sister.
Okay.
They both left the show with their mom and went out to when they moved to LA, right? After the studio moved to LA. They both left the show with her mom. With their mom was like, this is too much for my girls. It's like she finally was like, this is too much. And Maddie, from what I read, Maddie and Abby have not had any contact since. And Maddie came out with a book or something. She's been like a couple of interviews talking about the toxicity of that relationship. Maddie's like 20 years old now, by the way.
Yeah, she's grown. I remember she was like on...
I thought she was older than that.
No.
Yeah, she's... Oh.
She was... God, in my notes I was like looking this up because she was 7?
22 right now.
22. Yeah.
Like she was on... I feel like she performed at the Oscars.
Yeah,
and
she's performed with Sia. She's like a household name in the dance community now. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, so back to the pyramid. So this is Abby's ranking system. So this is where Karen got introduced to Dance Moms. And poor Mackenzie, who is like 4 years old, is getting yelled at, and she's at the bottom of the pyramid. Then we're introduced to Kelly, who also has 2 girls on the team and a Karen haircut, like quintessential.
It was
Karen haircut. It is. Wow. It should be the graphic of this podcast. She's mad because her younger daughter finally gets a duet, but she only gets the duet because the girl who she's dancing with sucked so bad that Abby was like, she was like, because you've always wanted a duet with Chloe. Well, guess what? You get it because Chloe has been demoted.
It was
So nasty. And then we have Jill, who is absolute trouble. And she also has a quasi Karen haircut. And this brings in one of the first like major points of contention of the episode is that Jill gets new headshots for her daughter, Kendall. Which makes everyone so upset. Oh, we're getting new headshots now, you know? Like, oh, she's just a kiss ass, you know? Which, like, we'll get to is another, like, plot line of the story of, like, everybody's mad because everybody's a kiss ass and they don't like how you're kissing ass, but they kiss ass too. It's just, like, all just so ridiculous. And then we get to Maddie and Nia. So Maddie is no longer the top of the pyramid. Nia, who is the only black girl on the team, she is the top of the pyramid because she got first at the last competition. Her mom like won some award, like they got noticed for her costume. And they're going to be, Abby says, performing at a dance competition in Cincinnati, Ohio. And they're going to be performing a piece that is a tribute to Rosa Parks. And with Nia at the top of the pyramid, there is only one thing you can assume as a viewer, and if you are Holly or Nia or anybody else with a fucking brain, it would be that Nia is going to play the role of Rosa Parks among this group.
I was like, you know, Abby did the whole like, well, it's not guaranteed.
Yes.
To like maintain.
Her exact quote was, "Don't assume anything. I have no idea who will play Rosa Parks."
So, I genuinely thought, well, obviously, as soon as they said they were doing the Rosa Parks dance, I was like, oh, this is why we're watching this one. Like, because holy fucking shit. But then I genuinely thought she was going to pick not Nia. And I was like, I can't believe that this is happening right now.
So spoiler alert, Nia becomes Rosa Parks. Thanks, Karen.
Sorry. I don't think I think any of our listeners who has seen it already know that. And any of our listeners who haven't seen it won't be watching it. So I'm pretty sure we're in the clear.
Yeah, but we're going through the episode bit by bit.
Sorry.
This is like the first 30 minutes of the episode. So let's get your reactions to the pyramid.
I thought it was I thought it was a little confusing because they started off the show with this pyramid and I didn't really understand what was happening because I've never seen it before. So I realized so I genuinely thought we were talking about a pyramid, like, you know, in cheerleading when you do and so I was like, I don't understand why we're doing a pyramid and dance. And then about like halfway through I realized like, oh, she's just critiquing them and then somebody's going to be the best.
Yeah.
And then I thought it was so annoying and dumb that other rival studio with the boys also did the pyramid thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like, it was awful. It was so cringe just watching her rip these poor tiny children apart and have their moms there to like witness this and not say anything I just feel like the psychological damage this must have caused on these girls is got to be atrocious. Like, I really hope behind the scenes they were like, okay, Abby's going to say some stuff. She doesn't mean it. This is just for TV.
Which is also really fucked up.
Yeah, no, the whole thing was really fucked up. It was
Just
really
pretend like it doesn't affect you.
Yeah, no, but I mean, like, if they didn't say that, then they're just letting this woman verbally abuse these children in front of their moms, and their moms are doing nothing to stop it. Like, I just, I am so fired up.
I think that's the like, if you were to watch more episodes, you would see that they do like that's the like toxicity, is that like they play this game, but then it's like okay, now you pushed me over the edge. You know what I mean? Like they're never always like, that was like, don't ever talk to my kid like that.
Yeah.
It's always this kind of weird negotiation until something just like makes them like,
the line.
They cross the line, you know. But there is conflict between the moms and Abby because of the way that she talks to them. It's just not always shown in each episode.
Yeah. I just can't imagine what effect it had on these. These are little fucking girls, like little girls.
Yeah.
It makes me so sad. And I think your parallel to the YouTube influencers and stuff like that is exactly right.
Yeah.
The people who just exploit their children on YouTube is the same thing. And that's equally upsetting. And we see the damage that it causes these kids, but we still do it.
Yeah, there'll be a documentary out soon. I think they did do a cast thing a couple years ago, right, Seth?
Yeah, I
haven't watched it though. What was your reaction to the pyramid?
Oh, my reaction to the pyramid. It took me back to like watching the show, and I was like, oh, this is fun because Nia's at the top this time, which she is usually at the bottom.
Yes.
And like really. And I love that the episode, I putting Mackenzie at the bottom and acting like that is why she wasn't dancing that week annoyed me, because I know that Abby picked and chose when Mackenzie would dance with them based on competition age. So like her age, the competition age of the group is an average of all of them. And so Mackenzie would make them too young, and they're supposed to be in the junior category. Or Mackenzie wasn't dancing that week. And I, like, having watched the show and also being a competition dance teacher, I know that Abby takes Mackenzie in and out dependent upon where they're competing and what average age she wants them to be. So Mackenzie being so young, she pulls their age down, and so some competition she can't dance with them. Brooke and Paige are sisters, and like, spoiler alert, eventually they leave the show after a really big blow between Abby and her mom. But Brooke is 13, and so that puts her in the teen category, like, as they get older. And so Mackenzie doesn't dance a lot of times when she's dancing, and vice versa. Like, so.
And they use like controversy
they act
instead
like
of just her age.
They were like, she was, and maybe what she was saying to Mackenzie about how she said she was injured, so she should have been resting. Like, that's fine, but that's not fully why she wasn't dancing that week. And then it's funny, like, that it's like, well, Mackenzie's been making makeup tutorials on YouTube, so now she's going to be the makeup girl. Like, I just thought that was a funny way to weave in. And her mom, back to what we were saying about, like, the moms being willing to, like, exploit their children. Like, her mom was really trying to plug, well, Mackenzie does YouTube tutorials, and I think Mackenzie did end up getting a lot of followers on her YouTube page and stuff, and she had a music video and like did all sorts of stuff later. Like, the moms were always seeking opportunities for their kids, and that was like that first glimpse of Melissa really like doing a little extra for her little girl, because everybody, I think the whole episode talks a lot about Jill, but like they all did it.
They all did it.
Oh, yeah.
The entire show is about that. I mean, in that, like, I want to come back to Holly, but I do have a note in here about candy apples. So, Karen, you made a reference to
what a dumb name, too.
The competing studio, Kathy. So Kathy's daughter, Vivian, used to be in a dancer for Abby Lee Dance Studio.
Oh.
And that is why Kathy left and started her own studio. But you notice that her team is all boys.
I thought it was I just thought it was like the show trying to have like a visual and antithesis.
Yeah,
Because
I think because season 3 they had to like do something to elevate. Like each season has its own like signature, and I think season 3 was the conflict between Candy Apples and because a lot of others, to Steph's point, like other studios beat Abby Lee Dance Studio all the time, so it's really hard to find another studio that's going to want to like do these shenanigans.
And Kathy didn't
would,
start her own studio because of Abby Lee. That Candy Apples is a long-standing studio. I competed against them when I was a kid, and they're very good. Yeah, they were actually a dumb studio name, but very talented studio. She actually
Candy Apples.
So
Why?
I don't know.
Name? It's so.
I mean, did you see the lady?
Yeah.
She's like
She's
off her
awful.
rocker.
She brought Vivian to the show, because she didn't need a studio to train her daughter at. She wanted her kid to be on TV, and then I think was like, well, I have my own studio. We can do this like battle thing, and
Yes.
so that whole Candy Apples, like bringing in that choreographer, and those boys that were dancing for her don't live in Ohio and don't train at her studio.
Yeah, I heard reference to like she flies them in or something.
Yeah.
It was all
It's
just
all
for
just for the show.
It's all just
yeah,
for the show.
Kendall, she wasn't on season 1. Didn't she join season 2 maybe?
I can't remember.
But
yes, you're right.
Was it the
Jill's daughter.
same girls in all of the seasons?
most of
No,
them.
they had JoJo Siwa, most of them, but JoJo Siwa comes in later. And then who was the other
Kalani.
or Kalani? Yeah,
Yeah,
comes
and
in
she's
later.
from
So they
Arizona.
have a couple of, they have a couple of ones that come in. But okay, so Candy Apples, for those of you who are trying to follow along with this recap that is going horribly south. We can never be recappers of a show. But so Kathy has this competing studio, and her students are all boys. She has this choreographer named Anthony, and he brings with him so much toxic masculinity. I believe one of the quotes he says is, "Boys can't be as dainty as girls," and was just like, you need to be tougher on them. You need to be harder on them. And then him and Kathy get into a fight, which actually made Kathy look good, which was like, whoa, buddy.
He was like, he was being such a dick to that one kid, and she came over and like kind of gave him a squeeze, like it's okay.
Yeah,
and then he was like, you can't baby boy dancers, like they have to be men or whatever. I was like, dude, get this guy out of here.
Yeah. And the other kid, to your point, is like the same as Mackenzie. Like he's like 4 years old. He looks so small. He looks so like a baby. And he also has a dad who like is like kind of strange as well, and like a helicopter parent. And it was at this point in the episode where I realized like Brielle and I are not of the same generation. She's like, why doesn't Anthony's hat fit on his head?
Was it one of those little like
tall?
Yes.
That's great.
It just reminded me there's like another like thing going around Instagram now with like Neo and his hat.
Yes.
Oh my gosh,
funny.
I've seen those. They're hilarious. I wish I had a hat.
And that's like around the time of
Yeah.
this. Like that's when Neo became popular. So I was like, it didn't even faze me of all the fashion things, of all the fashion atrocities in this episode. I was like,
my
oh, that's like
gosh.
pretty normal.
Wait, are we going to talk about the shopping? I know.
my
Yes,
God.
I said we're gonna come back to that. That like you
Okay.
guys were referencing Candy Apples, so I had to like.
Okay.
So are you guys still listening to this episode? All right. So the last thing that I want to bring up with Candy Apples is there is a ribbon cutting and a plaque for beating Abby Lee's dance studio. Which is what is happening here? A ribbon cutting?
What
For an already established studio that Stephanie said she competed in?
Yeah.
like in the 90s, and so like why are
Because
we ribbon cutting, and why
they
is there a
repainted
plaque?
the outside. Didn't you? She said we did like a spruce up or something. She called it.
Oh my God, so ridiculous. So okay, so back to Dance Moms characters. The groveling moms with no dignity is what I called this portion. Holly is, again, every time these women or their daughters get some sort of accolade or get something that is like celebratory, Abby finds a way to just strip them of that.
Let them down,
Yeah, of that pride. So Holly was congratulated for designing a costume for Nia in the last competition. So what does Abby do? Holly, you need a makeover. I can't believe that an award-winning costume designer dresses like that. That's what she said.
Says Abby,
Who
like,
I
don't-
said. That's what I said. I was
fashion
like,
advice.
exactly. I was like, you look like Roseanne Barr right now. Shut the fuck up. Like, what are those bangs, my friend?
And like just, I mean, she just wears like a black t-shirt and leggings all the time. Like I don't need fashion advice from you.
I don't
Thanks.
need
I'm
fashion
good.
advice from you. Yeah.
I didn't
So,
understand that at all. And then she took her shopping and like put
Karen,
in
stop
what
trying
looked
to make
like,
reason out of this.
but it looked
That's
like
your problem.
like a fake store. You know, like what store are we at right now, ladies?
Yeah.
It was so cringe. The whole thing.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. So that was Karen being reasonable, but we're going to step back into this reality where none of it makes sense. Okay? Alternate reality. Holly goes, but she does something a little bit like she thinks she's bringing Jill along to like be a buffer between her and Abby. And then Jill, whose daughter is Kendall, is coming along to quote unquote like help Holly, but also to like see if her daughter could potentially be the role of Rosa Parks.
Her white daughter.
Her very white child. So
This show is such nonsense. You guys see it, right? It's so bad. Like that was not real.
as I was typing these notes, I was dying. I was like, I can't believe I'm writing any of this right now. This is so ridiculous.
There's no world where the owner of a studio criticizes a mom's attire and then insists that they go shopping together. There's no world where the Holly mom takes the Jill mom with her. This is all, it's all not reality. This is it drives me crazy.
So, but I think that it is, in a sense, to what Steph's Karen story is. This is a case of people wrapping up their identities in their children and trying to live vicariously through them, regardless of like what's real or what's not. And it reminds me of
Like
our
going into this show in the first place is exactly that.
It reminds me of our millennial episode of like the resume building of a childhood, like the professionalization of a childhood. Like it might not be to this extreme in our communities, but families are really making this investment into their children. It might not look like this, but they are doing things at a young age to get their kids to a certain level to be able to be either professional baseball, hockey, soccer, or whatever player.
Student, whatever.
Yeah.
It's infuriating because if you're then not doing that for your child and you want your kid to just have a childhood, then you feel like your child is behind or like you're not setting them up for success. Like I have this internal battle all the time about this because it feels like I need to be like putting Maxwell in more activities and more tutoring and more. And it's like, when does the child just get to like play? And he literally says like that. He's like, I want to play.
That's what I was going to say. I don't feel the need or urgency to put my kids in more. We are pretty, Luke and I are pretty aligned in that, and our kids are pretty okay with that. The thing that stinks more than anything is who do they play with? Because there's no longer anybody just kind of outside playing right now in a beautiful neighborhood that we chose because we had the kind of childhood where it was like, just go outside and play. Someone's going to be there, you know? And it's like, but people are no longer there, you know, because everyone's overscheduled. So that is the, like, I think hard thing is like, that just means Luke and I become playmates. And it's, I'm not a playmate.
Good for their development.
Yeah. They need to learn those problem solving skills with other kids their age, and that becomes the hard part for me at least. So anyway,
you should just get them onto the Dance Moms show and problem solve.
Yeah, all my kids and all their rhythm. They'd be at the bottom of the pyramid. Every week.
I hope they're not listening.
Oh, they know. This is a common thing in the Rosa household that we love to joke about. All right, so let's wrap it up because I think we're almost at the top. We're pretty much at the top of the hour with this episode. But okay, so the episode ends with the competition. Kathy brings in bodyguards. Because
as
the
one
last
does.
time she was at a competition, she accosted Abby Lee and the other dance moms. So she needs a bodyguard.
She is awful.
She's so dramatic. Nia is wearing tights that make her legs look ashy in this Rosa Parks routine. The two studios have to sit directly behind each other because why not?
It's reality TV.
Yeah,
To get in the
they have
shot.
to capture those moments. Yeah, they have to get the shots. The little boy from Candy Apples fucks up so badly, throws his shirt. I think that cost him a little bit of points. I don't know what the point system is, but I think that's what they're trying to make us think. The moms are all emotional over Rosa Parks and how moving it is. And
I'm dying to know what song they actually dance to.
Yeah, we don't get to know what song it actually was to.
All the music that they put over the dances
so off.
isn't a good
You know,
match.
you guys mentioned that yesterday, and I think that that's like a royalty thing.
It is.
It is. For
It
sure.
just,
Okay, because I'm like, they do that on ESPN
I know,
with the
it's
dance
something that,
competition.
like,
It's just like
it burns me
annoying.
up.
all the money that you're making on this
like,
show,
you
you
can't
can't
just
pay the royalties.
And that is the point
That's the art.
of the actual craft that you're
Yes.
highlighting is they dance to the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's what makes
Like
me mad
it's
with...
That's the
intentional
wow fact.
choice.
That's like what brings it on. It's like,
Yeah, like with college
It's like
dance
when
team,
Ohio
yeah,
State
gets-
did their which routine was it?
Any of them.
The one where it was like the guy talking.
Over
And then
here.
they put it on ESPN and it was like just a random
that's
song.
Karen,
and
that
it was
is
like,
every
what is this?
ESPN competition when they air any
Yeah.
UDA competition on TV, which should be a very special moment. They do not play the actual music, and it makes
Yeah,
me
it's really dumb.
so mad.
yeah.
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 To give some like analogy here, if you're not in the dance world, it's like if you saw clips of the Super Bowl, but the players were like extracted from the field and put onto a basketball court.
Yeah.
That's like what we're dealing
Or
with.
like different people's faces were put on the players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't LeBron James. It was just some random face plastered on his
Yeah.
body.
It makes me
yeah,
so
it's just
mad.
like it just takes away from the whole like excitement and the whole thing that they worked for, you know? Anyway, we digress again. So Kelly's finally happy about this fucking duet. The team wins, and the moms are feeling themselves, and they head to Candy Apple's dressing room to gloat, for which Kathy tells them, ladies, when you do that quarter turn, suck them in. Suck them in.
Like, they went hard.
I can't believe we didn't even talk about Chrissy.
Christy.
Chrissy drove me crazy.
Which one is
It's Christy.
Chrissy's daughter is Chloe.
Christy Makusiak.
She's the one. Her daughter was in the Broadway Blondes duet dance.
Jeez, can we talk about that? Ugh.
And Chrissy used to drive me crazy when I watched the show, but she was the only one making sense about the whole Rosa Parks thing. She was the only one who articulated it. Even I was like, and I don't know if they cut Holly out, but like
I know
I was
usually
like,
Holly
come on.
speaks up on topics like this, so I was surprised that she was so quiet throughout the process and like was willing to go on the shopping trip and stuff, because Holly, I don't remember her being like that docile about things. I felt like Kelly also said something like, she's like, why don't we pick one of the white girls to be Rosa Parks? Like, what?
Yeah. And then Chrissy also saying like, and then go to a competition and have other studios be like, what was that?
Mm-hmm.
So that was.
By the way, the way that the moms talk, I feel like I wanted to punch all of them in their stupid faces. Like, I'm not a violent person. I've never punched anybody. It was like watching an episode of the Kardashians. They were all like talking like this. I couldn't even listen. When Holly talked, I couldn't even listen to her. I was like, nobody talks
Her
like
voice
this.
is pretty annoying, I will say that.
It's so annoying.
Yeah.
It can't be real.
I think it is.
I don't know.
Like,
I don't know. Let's go listen to their
we
podcast
should.
after this. This actually whole episode was a plug. Go in, listen to.
No thanks. Let's not be associated.
All right. We have exhausted ourselves with Dance Moms. We're going to just end it right there. Sorry that was so chaotic, but if you watched the show, you know why. Ladies, before we get out of here, do you have any confessionals?
Nope. No confessionals, and I know we have been going crazy long, so I will just wrap us up. Thank you all for listening. Please like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram at youcancallmekaren_pod. And please comment if you miss us in between episodes. We look forward to seeing you next week.
Ticky-tacky, and they all look just the same.